Alright, I've decided it's time for a follow-up Trump video. Yes, I'm voted for Donald Trump 2020. I'm a gay lesbian with lots of culture and diversity in my life, many friends of plenty of different ethnicities who have all been affected tragically by some of the moves Donald Trump has made during his presidency. I have a lot of things to say about this. A lot. I'm going to start with Donald Trump's demeanor, right? We're going to talk about A1 Day 1. Out in front of the public. Arrogant prick, asshole, zero concern for the way that he speaks about many people. What I can say about that is I myself could be guilty of many of the things that have come out of Donald Trump's mouth. What I can also say about that is I have learned over the years to become a better person, to not speak the ways that my redneck mentality has taught me, and instead open my mind to an understanding of more love and acceptance of all people. Because I, again, very gay, have suffered at the hands of discrimination my entire life. I have felt... You know how many people out there are gonna say they're Democrats and they're voting for Joe Biden and they want diversity and they want the borders open and they want all these things to happen, but they don't believe in gay marriage? They don't believe in the fact that I've been a boy since I was a little kid? I used to look at my mom every single day when I was a child and say, "Mom, would I make a cute boy?" My mom's response, "Yes, Leisha, you'd make a very cute boy, but you're a beautiful little girl." Well, Mom, I'm not actually a little girl, but we'll talk about that when I get older, because I'm convinced I'm going to burn in hell for it as of right now. Off that topic, Trump screwed up when he got in office. He acted like he was still on his show, The Apprentice. He was rude, he was arrogant, and he did not treat people the way that he should be treated. And he makes these commentary things, and it's too much. Even to this day, sometimes I watch him and I'm like, what the hell are you saying, dude? You're too much. He was doing a public address last night and talked about Joe Biden and ripped on him and made fun and made some gesture, and that's come back to bite him in the ass how many times at this point. But that doesn't change the fact that what he's saying has merit. So, since his day in political office, he has changed. He has grown. He tries harder now not to say as many asinine things as he once said. Is there no merit? Is there no, does he get no appreciation for that? For the fact that 4 years ago, he was a super douche, and today he's a mini douche, or a moderate douche in circumstances? You know what I'm saying? He literally has learned from his mistakes, and he's becoming better. Isn't that the point of our existence? To be born, to be a certain way, and learn how to better ourselves? He has literally changed who he is throughout the last 3.5 years. Now let's touch on the borders. Let's touch on the immigration. Let's touch on him saying illegal aliens. I hate that word. I hate that word coming out of his mouth, illegal aliens. But in all honesty, we have built a country that has made the premises that you have to be a citizen to come here. Every other country is the same exact way. I can't just go live in France if I want to. I can't just go live in Spain if I want to. I get it. I understand. When Trump was so hard on his wall and he wanted to build this wall to keep shit out, he wants to keep sex trafficking out. He wants to keep drugs out. There is so much drugs and so much sex trafficking that comes across the borders of our country. That was his biggest concern, but it got exploited and it got turned into the fact that he wants to kick out all of the people who don't belong here. And in some sense, he just wants to legalize them. He wants to make them citizens. That's a fair statement. In all honesty, it's a fair statement to say, come to the country the right way. He has shut down trade with China. He has shut down so much trade with other countries. He has rebuilt our country in so many ways and had so many... Our oil for the last 3.5 years, do you know why our oil prices were so low? Do you know why your gas was so cheap, people? because it's coming from the United States of America, not from overseas, not from the Bush administration that started when the war started. We have been fighting a war since 1991 about oil because we went in and invaded a country to take their oil and take charge over it. And anybody in the military will tell you this war is bullshit and it shouldn't be happening and it shouldn't have been happening. And Obama came in to save the day to show us that, oh, yep, there's no more war. I'm ending the war, to great favor with us. It worked. Because now we all love Joe Biden. Not we, but many people love Joe Biden because he was under Obama. The only reason Joe Biden has a chance in hell is because he was under Obama. But in the midst of that 3.5 years, our oil was so cheap because we were getting it from the United States, because it wasn't going in the Bush administration pockets, because the Clintons weren't getting the money for the oil. We were getting it. Does that make sense to you? Are these things clicking? Are they all coming together? He's not against people coming to this country and making their American dreams come true. He just wants it to happen in a process. All of the refugees coming from other countries, taking all of our money, I 100% support refugeeism. I do. I'm not against that. I have seen firsthand what these people go through in their countries and what they do to try to get here and to come here. But when like 100,000 people come here and all of a sudden we're all paying for them and then we don't have money for our own schools and our own kids and our own homeless, there's something to be said about that. We're not even helping our own people here. Not even helping our own people in the United States when we're bringing a whole bunch of other people here to help them instead. Trump is trying to go back to the source of our country. And I didn't understand this at first. I didn't vote for Trump in 2016. And I wrote a song at the beginning of COVID that was super anti-Trump. Like, I wrote a COVID song. It's on my YouTube. If you scroll down, you'll see it. I'm giving Donnie T some hell. But because I opened my eyes, because I stopped judging him from what I heard the media talk about him, and because I went and found my own facts, I support him 100% now. I'm on his side, and I'm trying to get as many people as possible on his side too, because you need to see that the election is rigged. It's going to be rigged. If the Dems get into office, it is a rigged election and our government is out to get us. There is one chance in hell of us coming out of this thing, and it is Donald Trump. And it's because he's like me. He's willing to stand up and put himself in the face of the public, have everybody rip on him, everybody call him names, and he just takes it with stride, man. He just stands up there and takes it with stride and he says, America, 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 America. And I was never a huge America person because I am all about the American dream. I'm all about coming here from other countries to build your American dream because that's what this country was founded on. And Trump, what I didn't understand in all of this is he's right in line with that. He's not trying to kick the people out. The camps were already here. Obama put all the people in the camps. Why? So he could steal their kids and rape them. This is messed up. This is not stuff I want to say to you out loud. This is not stuff I even want to come to terms with and accept that has been going on in our country for the last how many years. Let's talk about Hillary Clinton for a second. Hillary Clinton is a ringleader of this entire thing. And wouldn't you be so pissed off at the United States of America if they have been making a mockery of you since your husband, somehow you got your husband into the presidency way back when you think it should be you? But back then, we weren't ready for a woman president. And then when it was time after a black president and she thought she had a chance in hell, she lost out on it. Even though she tried to rig everything she could along the way, 15,000 votes from huge corporations dropped in a ballot box that don't even exist, people that don't even exist, dead people. So much fraudulent election has been happening since day one. And for some reason, everybody's convinced it was Trump doing it. But Trump is the only one actually following the process of the American way. He's the only one actually doing it correctly and saying, this is what we do. This is what we built our nation on. This is who we are. We have gone through wars. We have gone through... I can't even speak like this man, honestly. Like, I am impressed with his commitment to our country. I am so impressed with what he is trying to do. And it sucks because it comes at the expense of a lot of people and the way things have been run up until this time. But he's not saying we want you out. He's not saying you don't have a place here. He's saying let's do it the right way. He's saying let's get the process done. He's saying fill out the paperwork and do it correctly. He's saying stop coming in illegally, because when you come in illegally, the drugs come in illegally, the sex trafficking comes in illegally. So much stuff is happening under the nose. Our own government lets these race wars go on. They want them to. They want to divide us. Trump wants to bring us together. Trump is not a racist. You can look for years of his friends and companionships and the people that he's been around. His number one, that chick, I don't know her name right now, but she was an African American chick, and she was the number one in all of the apprentices. He loved her the most. He's not a guy who judges on these things. And the last time I made a post about this, I was a little angry and I wasn't able to get across a lot of the points that I wanted to get across. So I'm hoping this time that they're coming out a little bit clearer. Trump is not a racist. He's not closing borders because he doesn't want illegal aliens here. He just wants them here legally. He just wants you to take the process and come here correctly. And these agencies that all of a sudden are coming through and wiping people out and trying to take people away, it's not Trump. He's not in charge of that. But they've made it seem like he's in charge of that. Joe Biden graduated at the bottom of his class. Joe Biden is a joke. Joe Biden was running for some kind of candidacy in the early 70s, and there is a video that I posted on my Facebook of him lying to every single person he's speaking to and lobbying to and trying to gain his candidacy, whatever it was at the time. He said, I graduated at the top of my class. I did this. I did this. I did this. And then there they are, all the news reports saying Joe Biden is at the bottom of his class. Joe Biden is actually a total and complete idiot, which is why Hillary and her little crew could manipulate him into doing whatever she wants him to do. Hillary hates our country. Hillary is at the top of the Democratic Party, pulling the strings, being the puppet master, doing whatever it is she wants to happen. And it's because she hates us, because we didn't vote for her, because we didn't vote her into office, because we made fun of her when her husband was doing whatever the hell it was he was doing, that she probably set up in the first place just to draw attention to herself. She's pissed off she didn't get voted into office. She's pissed off that she has no existence here. We don't care about her, and it's making her mad. So yeah, she's not fighting for the American country anymore. She's not fighting for the American people anymore. She's fighting against us, and she has been for a really long time. I was blind to it. I was blind to a lot of things. So this is my plea to you, to get out there and make yourself unblind to it. Make yourself aware. Wake up. Go check it out. There's click upon click upon click upon click. Trump did not rape a little girl. There are 2 lawsuits out there that say Trump raped a girl. They were both dropped. They are one in New York and one in California, and they almost the identical lawsuit. Almost the identical words. Stormy Daniels, super porn star, look up what she has to say about Trump once. Super most polite man I've ever met in my life. Never made a pass at me in any regard. One of the chicks who did make a file against Trump, who isn't a Jane Doe, Stormy Daniels says, I don't know why she'd do that. That's career suicide. It didn't happen. I've been with them umpteen amounts of times. I watch how Trump interacts with her, how he's interacted with me. He opens a door for me. He's polite. He's kind. Trump is just an old school American dude. That's it. And he's doing the best that he can to appease the millennial mindset, the new age mindset. He's not perfect at it, but he's coming around. And he's making change, and he's growing, and he's hearing us, and he's hearing you. He's hearing what you're saying, and he's trying to give you what you want out of this country. Closing the borders for trade, going back to the source of America. He had rebuilt so many American companies. That's why they sabotaged us. That's why they brought out the coronavirus. They did it on purpose. And now they say, because under Trump's control and Trump's command, now we're like this. No, actually, Trump had us at the best economic standpoint that we'd ever been in our entire existence as a nation. Literally. Everything was amazing. I'm going to go find all the stats on this. I'll do another video on it. But we had, homelessness was at its lowest, not only in our nation, across the entire world. Crime was at its lowest across the entire nation, across the entire world. There was upcoming entrepreneurships by the billions, businesses that had never been, that now had every opportunity. There was money, there was funding, there was so much good stuff happening in our nation pre-COVID. Someone sabotaged us, and it wasn't Trump. Why would he do that during his own presidency? When he was doing so well, why would he screw it up, you guys? That's all I got for now. I really hope, I know I'm rambling, but I hope it's enough that it kept your attention and you paid attention to what I'm saying, and enough to get you to get out there and look it up yourself and figure it out, because there's a lot to be said about it. Right here, there's a veteran sitting outside a Quick Trip asking for little dollars for the veterans. That shouldn't be happening. Trump's not going to let that happen. Trump was already feeding the veterans. One of his salaries went to the veterans that he gave up. Trump has literally donated every salary that he's had since he's been in office. Like, if he was this greedy piece of shit when he won every dollar he could get, yeah, maybe he's using it a little bit to his advantage. He's a business guy. Let's take the political party and let's stay at my hotels. I might as well make the money on it. That's smart. That's business entrepreneurship. But I'm going to tell you that there is going to be no hope for our future if we do not let Trump lead the way on this thing. And these masks aren't going anywhere if Trump doesn't get into office. The only reason they're making it this far and he has not squashed this shit yet is because he's trying to make it through the election. And yep, fair enough. The whole government has scared the crap out of us, so a whole bunch of us want to keep our masks on. That's on me. But that's why it's happening. Just open up your mind. Think about this thing in a big picture, you guys, a whole perspective. And watch Fall of the Cabal. If you really want to know what's going on and you really want to get informed, watch Fall of the Cabal. That's all I got to say on it. Have a good day. Trump 2020.